Welcome back to Your Palm Beach Guide, the official podcast of the Palm Beach Chamber of Commerce. I'm your host, Kiana Rivera, and today we're sitting down with someone who is helping shape one of the most exciting new chapters in downtown West Palm Beach's hospitality scene. Our guest is Kara DePool, a South Florida native whose career has been built around creating exceptional guest experiences. After studying hospitality management at Florida Gulf Coast University, she launched her career with the Ritz-Carlton in New Orleans before returning home to South Florida, where she spent the past several years helping elevate some of West Palm Beach's premier boutique hospitality brands. Today, Kara serves as the general manager of the highly anticipated Nora Hotel, leading everything from operations and branding to guest experience as the hotel prepares to open its doors. Beyond her professional accomplishments, she's also a Palm Beach Chamber ambassador and serves on the board of directors for Dress for Success of the Palm Beaches, and reflecting her passion for building strong teams, empowering others, and investing in our local community. Kara, welcome to Your Palm Beach Guide. Alrighty, hello, Kara. Welcome to Your Palm Beach Guide.
Thank you so much for having me. So excited to be here.
I'm so pumped because I've never interviewed you before. So we're going to go through your whole background of how you got to South Florida, and you grew up here, though, and like where you went to school and all of those things. So for those who don't know you, tell us a little bit about where you grew up.
Sure.
And where you went to college.
Yeah, so I grew up in South Florida, so between Stuart, Florida, and Jupiter, kind of bounced back between the both of them. So I've born and raised. I love it here. But funny enough, I never planned on actually moving back to South Florida. I went to Florida Gulf Coast University, so on the other side of Florida in Fort Myers. I loved it there, but again, I really, was set on traveling the world and visiting and working in as many places as I could. That's the flexibility of hospitality, which is great.
Right.
So studied resort and hospitality management. When I went into college, I actually had no idea what I wanted to do. So it kind of fell in my lap. One of my friends from high school was taking an intro to hospitality class.
Oh, nice.
And I was like, hey, Mom, I don't really know what I want to do. Do you think that this would be something that I could do
sense.
that I would find passion in? And she goes, I don't know why I never thought of that before. I think that would be perfect. So applied to Florida Gulf Coast, went there, and then took my first intro class. We were planning a wedding, and I was like, this is exactly what I want to do. And then here I am 10 years later, living my best life and opening the Nora.
See, I love that. Well, and I love that you shared that you called up your mom and you're like, okay, help me kind of figure out which class I'm supposed to take. Because I did the same thing. I went to school at PBA and just enrolled in like a comms class and was like, I guess I'm good at communication. I like to read, I like to write. And then my mom is the one that encouraged me to take a public relations class, and that's how I got into the PR field, was through that. And now it's like all encompassing. I do all of it underneath the chamber umbrella. So I love that you mentioned that. So when your friend told you about hospitality, you're on the West Coast, you're in the beautiful West Coast, because it's amazing. It's such a beautiful destination. Where did you go after college? Did you stay put on the West Coast from there?
I did not.
Okay.
So I had 3 different internships while I was in college.
Okay.
So I started with Hyatt at their residence club, where I was there for 2 years on and off just while I was in school. When you study hospitality, you have to do 2 internships plus a work study. So, I mean, it was like a full-time job I had to have while taking 5 classes. So I worked there for 2.5 years at the front desk, and that's kind of where I started. Then I moved to North Carolina while I was in college. I did all my classes online. I was able to do that, and I worked at the Biltmore Estate.
Beautiful.
When I went, I had a concentration in event management.
You worked at the Biltmore?
Yes, I worked at the Biltmore. I did a summer internship and then a fall internship. I went back. I loved it so much. I loved Asheville, and that's kind of where I was like, I want to travel. I want to do all the things.
Right.
And I was there for, like I said, a year. I did kind of event sales, and then I did more of the banquet restaurant side. Decided that I didn't love food and beverage. That wasn't going to be kind of where I thrived with, the type of work that I wanted to do. And then I did another internship at the JW Marriott on Marco Island with Marriott International, and that kind of led to where I moved after college. I moved to New Orleans.
Did you really?
I did, yeah.
You really have moved a lot in the last 10 years.
Yes, yeah. So I was in New Orleans for about 10 months before the pandemic happened. Funny story about moms, because I call my mom for everything. God bless her. I was applying for Marriott's manager and training program, the Voyager program, what they call it, which was super competitive at the time. I'm sure that it still is super competitive. And they said, I was like, I want to work at a luxury resort. That's, where I think that I want to focus on, just because I had worked at the Biltmore and then more select service and then the JW. So I decided that I really wanted to stay in that luxury sector and get the full
scope of it,
management training. Right. And they called me and they said, you're moving to New Orleans if you want the luxury property. And I said, fantastic, great, sign me up. And they go, well, don't you want to talk to your mom about it? And I was like,
oh my gosh, I love that they said that.
They're like, it's New Orleans. So like I was like, I don't care what she says, to be honest. Like, I love her, but like my family will support whatever crazy adventure I want to do.
Right.
So then I packed my bags. I had never been. I had found an apartment online.
You'd never been before?
I'd never been. And looking back, I don't know why I never went to visit.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Because I didn't graduate until May, and I had the job in October of the year before I actually graduated. So I don't know why I didn't want to go. Maybe I was like in college and working and classes, and I don't know why. But yes, I packed my bags, and I remember landing at the airport with tears in my eyes being like, what on earth did I just do? I've never been here.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know a single person, and it was quite an adventure. So I was there for 10 months before the pandemic happened, and then I moved back.
Well, yeah, because at that point, once the pandemic hits, you're like, oh, I'm not going to stay here and wait this out, especially because I have no idea what's going to happen in the world, so I'll just move home.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, what we all did at that point.
I kept my apartment.
Smart, okay.
Because I didn't know what was happening, but, I mean, New York and kind of New Orleans were the epicenter, so, I mean, we lost $10 million of group revenue on the books within a week. And, you know, everyone had families, and I was in college or just graduated, so I didn't really have a lot of responsibilities besides my rent at the time. And I said, you know what, these people have families to feed. Like, I'm going to go home for a week, and then we can reassess, but I don't want to get stuck here. Because that's when they were talking about closing the borders.
Exactly, yeah.
I was like, I am not getting stuck in my downtown apartment. Yes, I have a few friends, but, like, they've all left.
Yeah.
So my parents made us quarantine, my sister and I, because she was in New York.
Yes, oh, okay.
So we had a nice, fun time in our bedrooms for, like, 7 days before we were allowed to come out into the living room.
I love your parents. Okay, that's amazing because they forced you to do that. But then when you decided to come back home, was that your choice then to just stay home? Like when you went from COVID, moving from COVID, and you came home, was that like, okay, I'm staying put, or did you have another journey in between 2020 and 26?
I did not. Yes. I mean, at the time,
sort of.
I mean, I thought my life was over. Like, I had a job that was lined up that the Ritz-Carlton was saving for me. It was like my dream position. You know, I was really excited.
Ritz-Carlton in
New Orleans.
Got it.
And I was devastated when all of that kind of happened. I was like, I had just finished this, you know, and I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what my life is going to look like now. I was like, I'll go home for, 2 months. Like, our positions were eliminated.
Yeah.
As
was everybody in the hospitality sector.
Was.
I mean, pretty much we all were like, because that's when I was at the convention center, and it was like, I missed the first round, and then I was like, oh, second round's coming. Like, I know it's for sure. They were so sweet to keep us on as long as they could, but then it's like, what do you do? Like, you can't host events. You have no groups coming in, so as everybody did.
And International was great, Marriott International, because they, like, kept all of our health insurance benefits, and then they paid out employees to leave.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we were taken care of, like, from a manager and training standpoint.
That's incredible.
But I planned on being here for the shortest amount of time and either going back to New Orleans or somewhere else in the world. My college roommate also studied hospitality, so we're like, we're moving to California. Or we're moving to Hawaii or everywhere under the sun. And then I moved back, and then I was with my parents and my grandma, and I was like, I forgot how much
it's amazing.
I love the Palm Beaches. Like, I love the Palm Beaches. And now that I've been here for the last, coming up on 7 years, I've been back. Why would I want to move anywhere else?
Right. That is so true.
So I did have a different plan, but
then here it is.
Here we are.
Like, well, and I love that you say that, because we always plan, we always have some other idea, and then it never happens that way.
Never happens.
I mean, it never happens that way. But I want to talk about, now that you've been here for 7 years and you've been in the hospitality space for 10, you're now working with the Nora.
Yes.
And tell us a little bit about that. It's created so much buzz. It's such a pop in place right now, but there's more to come. So share a little bit.
More to come, yeah. So we are set to open October 19th. So
October 19th?
So soon, in the final stretches. I now have a team. I've been a party of one for a little bit here, but obviously I have great, incredible resources up in New York. So it's run by BD Hotels.
Okay.
So they run the top independent luxury properties in New York City. So I spent a lot of time living luxuriously in those properties over the last, few months, just getting the training and getting all of the culture. But I mean, Ned says it best. I mean, work, play, live. It truly is going to be an exceptional development. Even what's there is doing so well. I mean, I worked out at Sweat 440 this morning and got a matcha at Sunday, and now I'm working.
And you're working.
So as soon as the condos open or the apartment complexes in the district, I will be moving there. So that full 360 embracing, yes, that's what I'll be doing.
Well, and I love that you say that because, we had Ned speak at our Real Estate Development Council. I think it was earlier this spring in 26. And he was talking about how, it's not just some New York developer coming and plopping down in West Palm. He has embraced it. His family lives here. His kids go to school here. And like you said, he's hiring team members who have grown up here, who've lived and breathed this life. Yeah. So they understand the culture of West Palm and Palm Beach and everything that comes with it. So I really love that you say that. Now, explain to us, is the Nora Hotel, you said it's condos and apartments, or is it a hotel?
Just a hotel.
Got it.
So the condos, Nora House is being built now. I think it's set to open end of 29.
Nice. Okay, great.
I may be totally misspeaking
on
the opening date.
But there is a separate section for condos and apartments and then the hotel.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. So when you talk about opening a new hotel, it's huge. Okay, you've already been in the hospitality space.
Yes.
But what was one of the hardest tasks for you? Because you were a team of one for so long.
Yeah.
All great support that you had, but you still, it's like you are the person. You're going to lead this team once it's ready.
Right.
So what was the biggest challenge for you during that time?
I would say being pulled, in a million directions. When I'm at an event, I couldn't be at my desk. And when you're a team of one, that means that, that isn't going to get done. So I would say it was really managing my time.
Yeah.
And, I wanted to be everywhere, right? I wanted to put the word out. But at the end of the day, I still had other, things I had to do. So I would say that was the biggest challenge. It's also my first opening, believe it or not.
Oh, no, wait. Okay, great.
When I worked at the Ben, they were open for like a month and then shut for COVID. And then I was part of
I forgot about that.
The reopening. You know, I was hired on as the reopening. And then similar to AKA, kind of the same where they had opened, just their residence part. And then they had opened their hotel section.
Yeah, later.
Like 2 months after.
Right.
Or 2 months before I had started. So I've always been kind of like that.
A part of the open,
but I don't want to say the rebuild.
Yeah.
But kind of like somebody opened it and now like here are the keys.
Yeah, yeah.
Bring it to life.
So
it's really, really, really been exciting to kind of
do all of it now.
Do all of it.
I mean, you are.
Yeah. I walked the building and the other day and I was like, wow, is this what it's supposed to look like? I mean, you see renderings, you see plans, but I mean, it's been the most rewarding thing that I've ever done, and will be a pivotal part of my career for sure.
And I love when you were talking about, we met earlier, for breakfast and stuff, but like the hard hat stuff, and you're like on this construction site and you're really in the thick of it and in the weeds of it, and then to see it come to life, I bet is so fulfilling.
So fulfilling.
And you see it, and like you said, it's like, is this what it's supposed to look like? Like, it's amazing. it's exceeded my expectation tenfold. So I really like that you mentioned that. So when people come to the Palm Beaches and they hear about Nora, what do you want them to take back home with them when they come experience your site?
I would say a sense of community and belonging, right? It isn't just another development. What, everyone is creating here. And luxury is exceptional, right? It's thinking through every details, but it really is the people that set a property apart. You can have beautiful furnishings and all of the best partners in the world, but if that sense of home isn't there, people don't want to come where they don't feel valued and appreciated and adored. To be fully transparent, I know that I'm selective with where I go to eat and everything. So that's really something that we're going to focus on. Luckily, I've had great people that I've worked with that have followed me to this property that I'm super fortunate to have on my side. And everyone that the partners are hiring shares that same vision. And Palm Beach is so community focused. And, the hotel and my team will make sure that we're doing everything that serves the community and that need as well.
Well, and I love that you guys are really focused on the community aspect, because I sometimes think people come come to the Palm Beaches and they miss that. You know, they miss that very key pillar that's a part of our community.
Right.
So the fact that it's at the forefront of your whole team and your partners just shows that this is here to stay.
Yeah.
And it's meant to be meaningful and a part of daily life. Like you said, you're up at the gym and then you go get a coffee and then you're back to work, and it's like all in the same area. So I really love that.
Yeah.
When you talk about your experience in West Palm, because you've lived here for a long time, what has excited you or really kind of surprised you the most of the change in West Palm? Because I remember we're the same age. So like when I was growing up, I was like never allowed to go downtown because it was so sketchy.
Right.
And now it's like to come back there, you know, everybody's like, oh, let's go to City Place. Let's hang out. And I'm like, what?
Well, it's crazy. My sister went to Dreyfus.
Yes,
so
okay, great.
I got in, but then I had moved to Stewart at the time, so I didn't end up going. But I remember, I mean, the Macy's.
Yeah.
The Panera Bread.
The Panera. Oh.
All of the things that were once were there. So, I mean, and that wasn't that long ago. I remember City Place, you know, trying to figure out the square, Rosemary Square, and, you know, that kind of whole redevelopment of City Place. And now we're back to the original, which makes me
is
very
so
happy.
Good. Exactly, because it just rolls off the tongue. It's beautiful. City Place is where you're supposed to be.
Exactly. So, I mean, it's fantastic what they're doing. I hope we keep our hometown feel still.
Yeah.
I would say that would be the one thing. But, I mean, I think it's exceptional what they're doing. I think what surprised me the most is how many high-rises there actually can possibly be on one street.
That's what I said.
When I lived in Flagler Point when I first moved down, I mean, the Ritz-Carlton residence and then the Olara is going right next. So it's crazy that my little old building was right there, which really just represents the true growth in the area.
Well, and I think what's great is that, specifically speaking about Nora, just everything is becoming so walkable, you know, and it's like for us Floridians, I feel like we're so attached to our cars. Like I'm a person that has like their whole life in their car, you know, like anything you need, I have it. It's in my car. So just the fact that everything is becoming more walkable and like accessible to that area to encourage you to like take a scooter or a bike or walk, that is like blowing my mind. I have so many friends that like walk from downtown to the island, and it's like no big deal for them.
Okay, I'm gonna sound crazy.
Tell me.
That is me.
Yeah,
all
that's
my
crazy.
friends are like, wait, do you actually have a car? Like, I think that luxury is being able to use my 2 feet to get places.
That's amazing.
So I mean, I actually live right across the street from the district.
Right.
So I mean,
you walk.
I walk, but I mean, I'm the first person that goes on a sunrise walk. I mean, I'm at the Breakers at least twice a week walking the sunrise. So I have a car, but if I never have to drive it, I am the happiest person in the world. When I had to drive here, I said, okay, I have to plan my day accordingly to needed to bring my car. Because I am that person that, I mean, all my friends laugh at me. Like, I'll walk from my house to, like, City Place. They're like, isn't it hot? I'm like, but yeah, I didn't have to get in my car.
Yeah,
I didn't have to, like, risk I guess you risk your life when you walk, too. But, I mean, Florida drivers are crazy.
Florida drivers are crazy. But, you know, I think I'm going to try to adopt this thing you just said, because luxury is not having to use your car and the fact that you can just walk everywhere. I'm going to really try. I have a really good friend. She is a big walker, like big walker. And not just walker for exercise. She's like, oh, I'll walk there. I'll carry my groceries. I'll carry my backpack. She one time like walked to Dixie, and she lives in City Place. And I'm just like, do you know how far that was? You could have been hit by a car. But it didn't matter because she was like, it's totally fine. It's amazing.
I mean, I walked to Equinox, which is like a 22-minute walk.
Oh my gosh. And then you work out.
And then I work out. Yep. And then I walk back. Yeah. I mean, I'm like,
your steps are going to be like so high by the end of the day.
If I can walk there, I am so in. If I have to get in my car, I'm like, oh my goodness, here we go.
Here we go. Oh my gosh. That's so funny to me. I mean, I will adopt it. I will have a different mind.
I live a premium to live in downtown, so I want to be able to utilize the full benefits of it.
That's a good way to see it.
I could live in New York if it wasn't so cold, but I can't do the cold weather.
Like, I think I'd rather sweat for sure. I would for sure rather sweat than be cold.
Yes, 100%.
So now let's transition back to specifically your role in hospitality and, you know, your 10 years experience thus far in this role. So how have you seen hospitality play a role in shaping our community that we live in? Because we are the Palm Beaches and it's all very focused on tourism. How have, especially in just the different positions that you've had in the Palm Beaches, how has that transitioned for you? And how do you see that shaping our community?
I mean, I think it truly is at the core of the Palm Beaches. I mean, what is the Palm Beaches without hospitality? I mean, it's a very seasonal market, of course, as everyone who lives here knows, but it's becoming not very seasonal, which is great to see. So I would say that's probably been like the major shift that I've seen is, you know, having 70% occupancy in June, July is not
crazy.
something that we're typically used to. I think that transitioned definitely a lot during the pandemic. I mean, we had our best year in 2021, 2022. I remember
Florida was thriving.
Florida was thriving. Everyone
thriving.
else was dead. Yeah. And, you know, it was so interesting managing with, like, the mass. Everyone was coming down from these places because we didn't have any mandates.
Right.
But then obviously getting upset with guests, the staff, that no one was wearing a mask. I'm like, okay, we're all here because everything's open.
Exactly.
So, like, let's be mindful of that. Yes. So, I mean, I think it's always been at the core, but I think as more businesses and more people are moving down to the Palm Beaches, I think it becomes even more of a crucial
part of it
aspect. Yeah. And I mean, it's always been that. It's always been that. I mean, since the Breakers so many years ago, or the Brazilian Court 100 years ago, right? It's always been
That's true.
I feel like it's in the railroads.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's like it's
engraved.
in the air. Yeah,
it is.
Yeah.
Now, you mentioned earlier that you brought your team with you.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk a little bit about just your, I hate to say leadership style, but there's a very specific reason you brought your team with you. So what are those qualities that you look for when you're building your team in hospitality?
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, you can have a beautiful building, you can have an ugly building, but the heart of it is your staff. So, I mean, I'm the first person, if someone's upset, like a guest is upset, I'm jumping in front of that person and handling the situation. I just don't think if you're around and available to your team as a leader, then you're not, you're just not useful, or you're just not, you know, I love training and development. It's my favorite part of my job. So, I mean, I interview someone as a front desk agent and I'm like, okay, well, let's get you here, right? To continue to grow, you have to build others underneath you. So I would say that that's the favorite, like my favorite part of my job is training and development. So I think, you know, when I see someone that wants it and wants the next step, wants to learn more, I will put my heart and soul into developing that person and watching them succeed. And even if it's leaving to go on to another opportunity, I always support what's best for my employees.
Oh, that's so amazing that you're like that, because some people, you know, some leaders in the space don't, you know, encourage that. So I love that you have that mindset. Yeah. And when you're looking at somebody who maybe is super green in the industry, whether it's a front desk, you know, wherever you start at, what's some practical advice that you give them if they're looking to build their career in the hospitality space?
A lot of times, like, you can have a ton of experience in one other thing. One thing I can't hire is a personality. I can't teach somebody to be empathetic, right? I mean, I can give you all of the tools. I can teach anybody a system. I can teach anybody a task. But it's one of those things you either
you have it, or you
have
don't.
it, or you don't. Some people aren't made for hospitality, and that's totally fine, right? It's such you have to be comfortable with someone being upset and, you know, taking it out on you. It's not about you. You're just the person that's standing in front of them, kind of taking it. So I would say it definitely takes a certain person. But again, I can train anybody on anything. So especially for my front of house associates, I mean, it's all personality driven. I've hired people that have had 0 hotel experience and are front office managers, assistant
and they're
GM,
thriving.
And they're thriving.
Oh, that's so good. That's so good. Now, you serve as a Palm Beach Chamber Ambassador, which thank God we stole you, because I was like, we need you 100%. But you also serve on the board for Dress for Success of the Palm Beaches, which of course I knew that. Why has it been so important for you to get integrated in the community now that you have the space to be able to do that? Yeah.
I mean, training and development has always been something that I've been passionate about, and I've had the most incredible mentors. I wouldn't be where I'm at today in such a fast time, you know, if it wasn't for people challenging me and believing in me. Thank you, Bernardo. Neto, GM of
there we go,
of the Ben. You know, he saw me when I moved back from
New Orleans.
So many years ago, and was like, you know, I'm gonna pour everything that I have into you. And, you know, I really do. I mean, I've had other incredible mentors, but it really was for him, you know, seeing me in that moment and hiring me as a front desk supervisor, and then promoting me and continuing to promote me and, you know, challenge me at every direction that he possibly could.
Right.
So I love giving back and obviously helping women. Who doesn't want to help women that are in need? So I started volunteering for Dress for Success actually 2 years ago.
Okay.
I always joke I don't know how I got involved. I called to donate clothes, and the CEO just happened to answer the phone. And she's like, oh, just come in for a new hire orientation. So then it was like helping like come and speak at their Road to Success, which is like their 6-week boot camp on resume writing, interviewing skills, all of those things. And, you know, they're known for the dress, but there's so much more.
There's so much more.
So much more than the dress. I mean, I've done 2 different programs with them now. So like their Road to Success that I was mentioning when I was a mentor. And I mean, seeing everyone come in, you know, to where they are at graduation 6 weeks later, they come up with their sign, their vision board. They have so much confidence in what they gain in those 6 weeks. It isn't just a job at the end of the program, which of course is the goal.
Yeah.
It's their change in lifestyle and their whole demeanor. I mean, it's truly incredible, and it's been something that's really rewarding for me to be able to give back. You know, I'm very blessed, and it's really one of my favorite things to do is go there. And then I was, you know, invited and sworn into the board.
Yeah.
I think in November of last year.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So it's a newer position.
Right.
But it's been incredible kind of seeing more of the financial side of a nonprofit.
Right.
Obviously, I've never worked for a nonprofit before. And, you know, where can we use all those dollars and be as creative as we can so that we really can serve as many women in the Palm Beaches.
Oh, gosh, that's so good, Kara. Seriously.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
You're really jumping. You're in, though. It's like, it's not like you weren't in before. Like, you're just a part of the fabric of this community. So it's great to see.
And Ambassador's new too.
Yes.
I was about to say, what was that?
Yes, January, brand
remember.
new. It was like mid-season. I was like, look, we need your help. I promise it won't be difficult. Just show up for me. Just show up for me, please. Because we had so many changes throughout the season, and it was nuts. But you just jumped in and just filled that need. And, you know, we want you back, so hopefully you have availability.
Oh,
so,
absolutely. I have a team now.
Yes, I know.
I have people. I think I have like 7 employees now. I don't even know what to do with myself some days.
You're like, what am I supposed to do? I know.
My God, there's plenty. But
yeah, believe me.
I'm like, okay, wow, I can take a moment and focus on this and make sure that, you know, I'm able to come and do things like this now.
Right. I love it. Well, as we wrap up, just a couple more questions.
Sure.
What excites you the most about the opening of Nora? So you've spent months planning, if not years planning at this point. What are you most looking forward to on October 19th? Right?
Saying hello to a guest in the lobby.
Yes, okay.
Yeah, I would say that. It's been so much of like the back end.
Yep.
And, you know, I left briefly, you know, working in a hotel to work in a private event company. And
you're just like, this wasn't meant for me.
It wasn't
I
meant
need
for
to
me.
come
I'm
back.
used to talking to 2,000 people minimum a day, even when it's slow, you know, to sitting in an office in Lake Worth. And that just wasn't the environment for me. So I cannot wait to be smiling at the front door saying hello to our very few guests that we have on the books.
I love it. That's so good. And really quick, is it also, do you have a restaurant?
We do.
Okay.
Yes. So we have the famous pastis that's coming in the I'm so excited.
Tell us.
I'm so excited. The Best French Bistro. They've been obviously in the meatpacking districts for forever in New York, Miami. Now they're everywhere popping up, and now they're here in West Palm and in the Nora Hotel. So I'm so excited. And, you know, Steven Starr and Star Restaurant Group is the top in the business, and their team is incredible, and it's been such a delight to work with. And, you know, now they have their director of food and beverage. Good. So really collaborating, and, you know, they're going to be just as much as a community partner as the hotel is.
Perfect. So if you're not a guest, you can still come and eat?
You can.
Okay, good.
Yes,
just making sure.
Absolutely. Yeah, and we have Jack's Bar in our lobby, and then we have 2 rooftop concepts. We have a very large rooftop upstairs. So, yeah.
Okay, more to come, everybody. You better be there on the opening. So I always end our sessions with some rapid fire questions. They're just fun and relaxed.
Love
so
it.
whatever comes to your mind first.
Okay.
Coffee or tea? What is your go-to morning order?
Tea. I like an iced matcha latte. I actually, crazy enough, don't drink coffee.
I love it. Well, I'm drinking matcha today.
That or a green tea, which is technically still matcha. Yes.
Yes, exactly. What is your favorite hidden gem in Palm Beach?
Ooh, the Mediterranean market that is across the street from my apartment.
So good.
The best spicy chicken kebab ever. My New York team, every time they come down now, I gave it to them one time, and they're like, are we going to go to that Mediterranean marketplace? I'm like, of course. Yes.
Of course.
So I would say that.
Okay, I love it. What is one book that changed your life?
Ooh. It's whatever the dysfunction of a team is. I don't know why I can't remember the exact title, but I read it as soon as I accepted this position.
Yeah.
And I would say that that's it.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay. And last question, what is one piece of advice that you would give your younger self as you navigate life in the workplace?
just breathe. It'll all work out.
I love that.
Whatever you have planned, it isn't going to go according to it. So just roll with the punches and say yes to opportunities.
Well, Kara, thank you so much for being on your
Yes,
Palm Beach
thank you
Guide.
so much for having me.